Taupo Mobility Access Group, one appointment, your advocate advisors, you meet as required. I know my wife's been on it for the last 3 years with Councillor Kozlowski. I know they did actually meet quite often. They probably met about 6 weekly. They worked with the mobility groups around town with issues about where wheelchairs couldn't go and could go, and drop downs and footpaths and rough footpaths, and they did a lot of work. I know Bernard and Lynn did a lot of work on that, and they came back to council and they saw the CEO and people like that and pointed out problems around the district that mobility people were having, and where it was possible and there was budget available, we went out and fixed those issues for those people. So I know my wife's happy to stay on there if she's appointed again, and there can be an elected member in there, which may or may not be. I feel that you should, because that elected member has got direct access to the CEO to address issues for those mobility people that have issues. So if you all agree with me on that, if we're in consensus with that, can I have a nomination as to that councillor, please?
I'd like to nominate Mayor S. Lynn Cooper for that job, if she's so keen.
Yeah, she has been on it for the last 3 years, happy to stay on it. And she's quite a passionate person, being a nurse and what have you. I've known her for about 39 years now, so I can recommend her. Second that?
Yeah.
Second that, thank you very much. And can I have a nomination, please, for an elected member to work on that? And you work with those people, they meet... what's his name? Yep. There is a mobility users group in town that those people meet with, and they bring the issues to the table. So nomination, please. Somebody that'd like to help people that are less fortunate than us because they have mobility problems.
As the oldest person here, I don't mind going on it. I might need it first.
I'll nominate.
You reckon you'll learn some mobility issues? Okay, I'll be happily to nominate Councillor Crate. Do I have a seconder? Councillor Downard. I'll ask for further nominations, not thinking I'll get many. But thank you for putting your name forward there, Councillor. All those in favour?
Aye.
Carried. Mangakino Safer Community Group is one appointment. It says there TKMP, but what that actually now means is anyone from council, because you're all district councillors. It's one appointment. They meet 6 times a year and discuss obviously issues and ways of solving problems as they arise, and any issues around making Mangakino a safer place. It's an advocate advisory role, and I guess that reports back to the subcommittee, in turn feeds back up to council from the subcommittee, any recommendations, ideas, etc. So I think I would like to nominate Councillor Truman. I have a seconder. Councillor Kirk. Any further, do you accept nomination, Councillor Truman? Any further nominations, please? There being none, all in favour? Carried, thank you. Just for webcam watchers and anybody in the gallery, we will have a break at 3 o'clock for 10 minutes. Schedule 3. We're going to move this. Are we going to deal with this today, or this is being moved to another time?
Schedule 3 is simply for your information.
FYI, okay. So that's our council-controlled organisations, right? Fine. Do we have a actual resolution here? We do. So I'll go back to page 6/3 and you'll see the suggested resolution that Council A appoints the following people to Schedule 1 organisations. Do we do it in 2 parts? Or B agrees to make appointments to the following organisations from those listed in Schedule 2.
Essentially, you've done this one. It's not quite the same.
You don't need to move this here at all.
No, that would be because it's...
So we could just move on to agenda item number 7. Agenda item number 7, appointment of remuneration of directors policy. Ms Gilbert, you might like to talk about that. This is about, just as an overview, this is about council's elected members getting meeting fees or not getting meeting fees. We have addressed that. The pot is being divided equally. This is about outside people also that are appointed to organisations such as Taupo Airport Authority, such as Mangakino Subcommittee, to be paid a meeting fee for their time, as meagre as it is, Could you extrapolate on that, please, Ms. Gilbert?
Thank you, Your Worship. There's a couple of points that I really need to make in relation to this. One is that this entire policy needs to be reviewed within the next 6 months, and therefore we won't go into a lot of detail about it now because we will be coming back to you. The other thing is simply to note that in the policy, the definition of a director is a little wider than you might initially imagine. And on page 7(3), we have the definition of director under the Local Government Act, which includes company directors, but also trustees, managers, and office holders of an organisation. So therefore, it applies to most of the people whom council may appoint to an organisation. And from time to time, it will apply to all of the people on one of our CCOs or CCTOs. As the Mayor has pointed out, the critical issue in relation to the item today is about how council can remunerate non-elected appointees to other organisations. And at an earlier discussion, it was signalled that actually $100 per meeting might be an appropriate meeting fee. So I refer you then to the suggested resolution, which says that in terms of the remuneration policy you've adopted for councillors, you would not yourselves receive remuneration offered by other organisations for your council functions, but that non-elected members may accept that money, that where no other funding is available, they can receive $100 a meeting fee from council, and then specifically the language to change the policy itself is presented there for you.
Okay, do you have any questions, Councillor Cook?
How are the meeting fees taxed? Like it's $100, but do they actually get $100, or is it $100 and their tax rate, or like, how's it administered?
I do hope so.
As with councillors, you'll know that we asked you for your PAYE numbers.
Yeah.
We put them on as a staff member, the same as you've gone on our payroll as a staff member, and that is how it's paid.
So this, what Councillor Kirk is referring to, this is appointees to things like the Mangakino Subcommittee and
Yes.
Taupo Airport Committee, whatever. So it's just what it normally is in the big wide world, it's PAYE.
That's right.
And if people can claim back at the end of the year. So, yeah, okay. Cool. Any further questions? So I'm just repeating myself, but this is really referring to the decision you have made that you do not get meeting fees, as has been done in the past. You have cut your cake up equally and fairly, and you will all work and pull together equally and fairly. This is for people who are put on boards such as Mangakino Subcommittee, Taupo Airport Authority I can think of. It's a pretty meagre amount, but they are paid $100 a meeting fee.
They're not required to accept that fee.
No. Yeah. Oh, you don't have to accept money. No. Exactly. Any further talk on this? Or questions on this? So which, Ms. Gilbert, to achieve that is how are we going to adopt this resolution? 126?
Yes, Your Worship. You might want to take it as read.
Okay, so there's a resolution on page 7(2) which is numbered and it's suggested. You could change it if you want to, but I don't see that you'd want to. But you have that right. Suggested resolution there, numbered 1 to 6. Do we have a mover for that?
I'll move that, Your Worship.
Thank you, Councillor Heckling. So moved, Councillor Heckling. Do we have a seconder? Seconded, Councillor Johnson. Thank you. Any further discussion? Being none, all those in favour?
Right.
So carried.